Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Williamson, and I'm back here again with another video, and today we got an interesting NBA topic for y'all today. So before we get into today's video, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any other videos, and if you have an opinion on today's video, make sure you drop a comment down below because I read all the comments. Now, let's get right into today's video. So, the other day, I was, watching YouTube and just, looking around, and I seen an interesting topic. A YouTuber that I follow asked a question, to a few of his friends, who would you start a franchise with? Zion Williamson or LaMelo Ball? And, that was a really interesting question, and I thought about it, and I wanted to bring this to see what y'all think, so make sure y'all comment down below. I wanted to see what y'all think in the comment section. I wanted to see what y'all think, who y'all start your franchise around, and I wanted to give y'all my opinion. So, let's get into today's video. So, we got Zion versus LaMelo. Now, this is not saying who's the better player. This is strictly saying who would you start your franchise around. Then this is honestly a very hard question. I believe Zion Williamson is a generational talent. And it's showing this year, Zion Williamson averaging 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, and he's 61% from the field. He does take a lot of high percentage shots, whereas LaMelo Ball has, 10 less points per game at 15, but he's also does other things for his team. He has 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's 45% shooting from the field. So, both guys are nice, young talents. You can argue, both of them are great generational talents, and both of them are great players, and this is what makes this hard. Another thing that you have to factor in this is that the longevity of Zion will be a question, that everyone will have. Can Zion complete a full season being healthy? And then the question is going to be, okay, can he complete a full season being healthy and a playoff series being fully healthy? So the longevity, if you want to be safe, you would pick LaMelo. And as far as not being as injury prone or has an injury history like Zion Williamson does. Obviously, LaMelo Ball's a great point guard, one of the best young point guards in the NBA that we have so far. His passing game, his floor IQ is just impressive for a young player like that. He's developed his three-point shot very quicker than most people expected. So that's great from LaMelo Ball. And then when you look at Zion, he's a freight train, man. He just a 260-pound guy, just driving, just slashing, just going down low inside the paint, dunking on everyone. Zion is just a machine. He's a freight train when he's aggressive driving to the rim. Now, the knock on Zion is that, his free throw shooting, and, sometimes his jump shot gets criticized a little bit. And that is a big thing because a lot of the times, if you're just going to drive into the paint every possession, you're going to start getting a lot of contact and going to the free throw line. And if you can't make your free throws, that is a big turn off for most people, when you talk about starting a franchise and building it around this guy. So, you can make really great points for both of them. But like I said, man, the longevity of LaMelo Ball is the one I look at a lot. But also, when you talk about Zion, he takes a lot of high percentage shots. You don't see him take shots that's out of his element or that shots that are, not smart shots. He takes all the smart shots, man. Zion Williamson is one of the highest field goal percentages in the NBA, and that is very impressive for a young player to take so many high percentage shots, because you usually see young players try to force things sometimes, or try to prove something to people, and try to do something or take a shot that's not a shot that they would usually take. Where Zion Williamson, he knows his role, he knows his lane, he knows where all his great shots come from, he knows, where he's most dominant at, and he does that well. Now, I'm not saying LaMelo doesn't, but Zion just does that so well, where he understands where he has to go. He gets to his spots. He knows where his hot spots are. He knows how to get a bucket in the spots that he needs to get buckets in, man. And that's really impressive. When you see a year 2 player, a young player, taking high percentage shots, taking the smart shots, is very impressive. So that's one thing I do like about Zion when you say, I want this guy who's going to take high percentage shots. I don't want a guy that's going to be shooting, 30, 35%, even 40% from the field, because that means he's A, just missing everything, or missing a lot of his shots, or B, he's not taking high percentage shots. And that's one thing I do credit Zion, is taking the high percentage shots. Also, defensively, Zion would be the bigger body. So both these guys, LaMelo's not a horrible defender. He does have very long arms, so that can help him in his development defensively. Zion being a very big body, he's kind of built to be a good defender, but he can improve a little bit there. But both guys defensively, they're not bad. Obviously, they're not going to be Defensive Player of the Year candidates, but they're not guys that you're just going to say, hey, I'm going against Zion, oh, I'm dropping 50. Or I'm going against LaMelo, his defense sucks, I'm dropping 50. Both these guys, they're not, nothing to joke around with on defense. Like I said, they're not going to be Defensive Player of the Year candidates, but they will be, they will hold their own defensively. And that's, out of your, star player, and if you're going to build around someone, you definitely want him to have some kind of defense, because you want an all-around player to start off your team with. And this leads to my answer to this question. Who would I build my team around? Zion or LaMelo? And this is really tough, man. I brought up all the points on why you can choose to, build your team around both guys. But me personally, and like I said, this video is not to say that this guy is better than this guy, but I will build my team around LaMelo Ball over Zion Williamson. And, the reasons that I brung. Longevity, that's really big. The injury history of LaMelo Ball to the injury history of Zion is such a big gap, where Zion, in his rookie year, he didn't play that many games due to injury, where to LaMelo, so far, now I don't want to jinx anything and all that, but so far, LaMelo Ball, and throughout his, overseas career and his high school career, he hasn't had injury problems. Also, another thing, Zion, how is the Pelicans gonna do his minutes thing? You've seen in the past when he's had to deal with injuries that they have not, managed his minutes correctly. That's another question that I will always have. And if you're GM starting your team, how would you manage his minutes if you're gonna start your team around this guy? And I can count, like I said, man, throughout LaMelo's basketball career, I always can count on him being healthy. I don't have to have that extra thought at night of, oh my God, I started my team with LaMelo, I'm going to have to worry about him potentially getting a big injury. And another thing too, what I like about LaMelo is that his basketball IQ. And I literally did just bring up how Zion has a good IQ and taking high percentage shots, but LaMelo's IQ in his first year is just so impressive, man. Seeing him, make some of the passes he does. He's a tall guy, so he can see over the defense. Just seeing him make the plays and getting his teammates involved and making the smart decisions that I see LaMelo do, man. His IQ is insane. And the rebounder that LaMelo has come to be, he averages around 6 rebounds a game, which is good for, a guy at his position, a guy at his age, a guy at his size to, be averaging around 6 rebounds a game. And LaMelo also is really, really good in the fast break. He knows what to do when the game is in half court and the game is, like a fast-paced game where you're just running up and down the court in the fast break type of offense. So that's why I would start my team with LaMelo Ball over Zion. Now, I do think that Zion is the better overall talent, and I do think he's a better player. But if I am a GM and I had these two guys and they said you had to choose one to start your franchise with, I'm starting my franchise with LaMelo Ball. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all let me know who y'all would start your team around. And like I said, man, I will read all the comments and I'll reply to some of your comments. So make sure you drop a comment down below on who you would start your team around. Make sure if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 200 subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button and tell your fellow sports fans about the channel. It's your boy MG Nas, and until next time, I am out. Peace.